BlackTop Radio. The BlackTop Radio. Mic check, mic check, mic check. You're now tuned in with Mike J. You know the host that do the most. How it feel when you got a rapper from the West Coast on the intro. So smooth. Now we can play the instrumental. BlackTop, BlackTop, BlackTop Radio. Where you can come and get your fix. We be talking about your baby mamas or some politics. First station out where you can tune and hear the hottest. Ain't no filters, you hear all of it. You ain't really popping yet if you ain't never been a guest. Wait, let me guess, you got on next. Got the airwaves on flex. Boom. BlackTop, what did you expect? BlackTop Radio. 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 The BlackTop Radio. 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 The BlackTop. BlackTop. BlackTop Radio.
And it is that time of the show well, you might want to get your NDAs out, okay? Because it's time to get touched.
Boy, oh boy.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a woman's touch with Miss Erica Kimberly. Ma'am, you may touch us when you're ready.
I'm ready to touch the hem of some garments, okay? Let's get into this. Right now, this is the BlackTop Church, okay? Because we're going to get in. We are going to get deep, all right? It's the BlackTop Church of the wildest faith.
Yes.
And the most high vibes.
Yes.
And I won't be before you long.
That discernment.
Preach, Pastor.
I'm not going to be before you long, okay? But on this evening of A Woman's Touch, I just want to talk to you about a time earlier today. I was in the book of social media, chapter Facebook, answering a question that had me reflecting on the old self that I used to be.
Okay.
Toxic, not nice, fighting to be loved in a relationship. And I heard a voice ask me, at what point were you ready to walk away from that behavior? And I answered to that voice when I realized I was the prize.
Amen.
I took that attitude, I moved forward, and I never looked back, and I've never been the same person. Now, there have been aspects of that old me that I have absolutely had to work through, because now it was a new me being tested in a new situation, a new relationship, and a new response. And I realized, you know what I mean? There are things that happen to you that will dictate and change the way that you're about to move in life. So, again, carrying this attitude of I am the prize. Lose this if you want to. Mess it up if you may. But you're going to lose a good thing. You know what I mean? Do you know the attitude that it has or that it takes to have the attitude of I am the prize? Okay? I want to keep piggybacking off of this. Again, I don't have to fight to be loved. I know the value I bring to a partner. And I know the energy I need to carry on and move forward in grace. Both men and women can agree that knowing you are the prize keeps you out of certain trials and tribulations. Agree?
Yeah.
What I should say, the question on tonight is, what is the prize? What makes a person the prize? I want to want to get everybody's opinion on this. Amen?
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
Say amen again.
Amen.
All right. Mike, you answer first.
So what makes me the prize?
No.
Oh,
What
just
makes
make
a
somebody
person?
the prize.
What?
I think it's things you cannot see. I think it's a certain level of peace and a certain level of I think if you got self-love and self-peace, you are the prize, right? You can't be rattled. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can't, nothing that can't, how can I put this? Your value to the relationship is very high, right? Because you're the source of happiness.
Okay.
You're the source of peace.
Okay.
You're the source of what do you call it? Bliss, so to say. You know what I'm saying? Because you have that self-love for yourself, so you know what love to give and what love to receive. So when you can easily walk away because you know what love standard you set for yourself, you're the prize.
I'm hearing energy, that a person's energy matters. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. What do you say makes a person the prize just as not even in the relationship, but just in general? What makes somebody like, that's somebody I want to be with?
I think this could be compound, but I think a person's determination to be better, right? Because we don't always, as much as we want to present ourselves as our best versions of ourselves, we don't always show up as our best versions of ourselves. I think that being the prize is realizing that and wanting to be better and not thinking, it's not staying consistent, but continuously progressing and what's the word I'm looking for?
Ambiguous? I mean,
yes.
Ambitious.
Right.
Not ambiguous, I'm sorry.
And continuing to grow and better yourself, not staying stagnant. I think that's a prize, because when you continue to grow and be determined, things are limitless, whether it's your relationship, your money, your job, your business. If you continue to grow, or you have room for growth, then it's only better. I can't see you going wrong, but if it's consistently getting the same things from the same people or whatever, it doesn't really make you a prize. It makes you a problem.
Hold on. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. I've always been triggered by this argument, to be flat out, because when I think prize, I think final. I think the ending gift. You know, I think we are all work in progresses. I don't think the prize has ever been the person. I think you know your value. I think it's okay to know your worth or whatever. But the prize is the investment that you guys are putting into. That's how I look at it. So what we are building together, to me, is the prize. Because you can change who you are. You can give that effort that Milan was talking about, and then it can go stagnant, flat out. And then I got to sit there and wonder, how long you going to be stagnant? Are you going to show those beginning stages or whatever the case may be? So I don't want to measure it by that. I want to measure how much we are pouring into the pot with one another. And if you are showing that effort to pour back into that pot, you look prize worthy.
Piggybacking off of that, because I don't want to necessarily make it a gender issue, but I do.
Definitely do.
Because this term, right, has kind of like gotten popular over the years.
Right.
The prize. Well, let's dig a little deeper in relationship to the prize.
Right.
Is there a situation where fade this out? Fade it.
This is going to be tough for us.
Is there, okay. Is the prize most always female? Where for men, it's like, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you do want somebody, you want that intimacy and that connection. Is the prize for men, or just in general, is it almost female? And the other question is, in what circumstances would a male be the prize? We can both answer.
I mean, I feel like
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear this one.
Let me answer. Let me get mine out the way.
Okay.
I say that
Come on, Keisha Cole.
women are most often the prize because
I wasn't even gonna go there.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, women are most often the prize in my eyes, just because of the way I think about men and just relationship and harmony. And, you know, usually men kind of do want to be with a woman, you know what I mean? If that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, they desire that connection and intimacy. I mean, and not to take it religious, but back to the church, the Bible does say a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. You know what I mean? It's almost like, I don't know, maybe we were groomed improperly or properly. I don't know, depending on who you ask, to think of it as, oh yeah, women, you gotta do this. You gotta look like that. You gotta be this, that, and the other, because you want to be chosen. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, or the end of the night, whatever.
I don't agree with you.
I don't
That's
agree.
okay. That's okay.
I don't
So I think it could go both ways. And I think when I thought about it, when you initially said it, I remember long time ago that I was in a relationship with someone and I felt like he was the prize. And it was, I think, and my feeling from that was, it was based on energy, and it was also based on kind of what I said. I felt like he was like instilling things into me. Like I was learning so much in there, but it could have been like there's an age gap. So somebody older than me, like I feel like I'm learning a lot and like put me on a lot of game. So I was like, God, like he felt valuable, but it was more so value with the inner peace, like the speaking life into me, the being supportive. It was more so of that aspect. So I think it could go either way. I think sometimes a woman comes into a man's life and she might be exactly what he need in that moment, and that could be a prize to him. And I think vice versa. A man could come into a woman's life and that might be what she need right now, and he may be the prize.
Totally.
I've seen it, I guess, too many times as a toxic standpoint, where somebody else is ingrained, as far as women, feel automatic setup that they are the prize. And to a degree, I understand why, because natural men are hunters. We go for what we want. But then when you become, acclimated to think that way, then you start moving a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So now you think it's a prize. Now you're not even looking to impress him at all by any means. It's more of a chase me. What can I do? Now a lot of men put up with a lot of bad attitudes that are worst representation of these women, because these women believe, well, you need me. I'm the prize. I'm a woman. That's why I said from the jump, I think it's kind of a trigger topic, because I've been around a friend, my closest friend, who in the end really was the prize out of his relationship. If you knew how deep the relationship, from the outside looking in, this person is not looking like the prize. But then you find out that the person he's with is enabling him to be exactly what she complains about. He takes that certain subject away, or, what that person is complaining about. And then at the end of the day, I start seeing the value within my friend. And I start seeing the change. But that person who he was dating didn't. They didn't understand. It really was you having an underlying issue anyway, because you wanted to be chased still. And that person outgrew you.
Yeah, the outgrowth is crazy.
The prize is not a gender-based thing, because at the end of the day, it's a, what it is? I like your answer. It's a growth-based thing. It's not a gender-based thing. How far have you come? Because you can mess around and be a bum tomorrow and be nobody's prize. Flat out. If you're not good to yourself, who are you a prize to at that point?
Yes. And see, that's what's your point?
The one I said earlier about self-love.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, if you got something good going on, you're going to move accordingly. And that's where it gets tough, because again, going into the second question, does gender or stability, not second, but the third or fourth, does gender or stability weigh more in what makes a person the prize? And I think I'm leaning more towards the side of stability.
Stability.
Sure. Yeah. The gender has, nothing to do with it. I think based off of what you were saying and how society looks at it, stability. Women think that.
Yeah, how you gonna build with somebody if somebody's thinking, if y'all playing I'm the prize, you the prize this week? The stability, flat out.
I mean, and then let me back it up, because I am one of those people who I get, girls moving and behaving like they know that they are the prize, but that kind of requires a little bit of shrewdness. Like, no, you don't put it out there. You just, meaning you're leveling up, you're doing better. You are where you want to be to attract the type of energy you want.
Right.
Like like you said, probably you now would be able to cope with that older guy who was speaking life into you, because you understood what was happening. And but what do you think? Does stability, of course, weigh more than gender? Or
I think so. I think because relationships, I mean, we see it all the time. They can be so volatile. Like it could be. It's so many things that happen, and I think in a relationship, stability is the most important out of anything, because that's the foundation.
Yes.
So I don't really think the gender matters.
I feel like it's kind of a tricky situation as well, because within knowing that you're the prize and then you start moving a certain way, you still might block your blessing. You might block somebody who come into your life that person with the age gap that was speaking life into you. If you walk around here with that S on your chest, I'm the prize, you ain't trying to hear nobody. You lost into your world on what you're trying to build for yourself or whatever. And there is a person who can come in on that, you know, that white horse ride and come really change your life or whatever, and you blocking that because you thinking you the prize. That person has to chase me. But a lot of new age men understand what they bring to the table as their worth as well. So while you're screaming you're the prize,
They screaming it too.
A lot
Me too, girl.
It's a lot of people out here not earning a thing or have no to piss in, excuse me, or window to throw it out, still thinking they're a prize because of the gender.
The wrong word.
Yeah, y'all see that. But
It's okay.
when you caught up in thinking that your gender is just a prize because of your gender, and then you go out into the real world and understand that men are really having without. There a man who don't need your Nissan to get to work.
Right.
There is a man who has a
cook
house
for himself.
When
Right.
he realize that, he gonna look at you like,
I appreciate y'all kings.
Okay.
You know, here's how I've been there before. I'm not gonna say I was the prize, but I felt like one.
Okay.
So the key thing that I paid attention to, which was so draining, right, is you make me happy. That statement right there lets me know that you depend a lot on me because I may have a lot of certain things together, you know what I'm saying, or I'm on the way to it, right, versus I'm happy with you. See, I'd rather be a prize package than be a prize. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
That's the way I'd rather.
Like that right there.
Because it's like, you know, being that when you hear or you feel like you hear and you feel like your partner's maybe a little here, it gets very draining. Now the arguments hit a little different.
Right. Yeah.
The stress levels get a little different. Ain't that much sex in the world.
the perception of each other.
You know what I'm saying? It's a dangerous territory.
Okay.
So it sounds good, but
Right.
until you are the prize in a certain relationship, you like, all right, this ain't it.
That could be very true for the men who are like the breadwinners. I think we hear a lot about the athlete wives who go through it, where it's like, oh yeah, he was making all this money and stuff, but even though I was taking care of home, like he was still dogging me out, you know what I mean,
Right.
getting cheated on and things like that. So sometimes the men who technically on paper are the prize don't necessarily make them the best morally or ethically
Right.
to
Correct.
the situation.
Yeah.
And does that make them the prize? You know what I mean?
No.
And then lastly, is the term the prize overused in this era, or is it for these kids these days a valid measure, you know what I mean, in assessing relationship balance and equality?
Definitely overused.
Yeah.
That's why I initially said it's a trigger topic, because everything I'm seeing is on the internet. You know, it's one of those 50-50 rent conversations that we have, and it's part of the man and woman war that's constantly on every reel. So, you know, who is the prize? It's kind of like, why are y'all looking? It is a young generation thing, because now we're doing the back and forth thing. I believe at one particular point before this generation, there was no question, and we kind of did think that women were the prize, right? Happy wife, happy life.
Generational thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Now this new generation of young guys are kind of like speaking up and speaking
Yes.
back. But the truth is, and the truth,
That's all.
a submissive woman creates a submissive man. And I'm gonna be all the way real with you. If I can trust you to trust my word, I can open up that stuff that you need, that a man need when he want to ball up in that woman's lap and show that vulnerable side. I need to know that I can go to you on a submissive level. Now, if I can't do that, then where's the prize anywhere in this mix?
Jesus.
Where's the prize? The prize ain't in you, it ain't in me, it ain't even in our relationship.
Just a Cracker Jack box. No prize. No prize.
Drops mic.
I mean, I've never looked at it like that at all. If we were going to use that term, that would be just.
Right,
but I've
right,
always
right.
looked at relationships like we teammates. Like
Right.
that's what we're supposed to be. Whenever you lack, I pick it up. Wherever I lack, you pick it up. Like
Investors.
I feel like we supposed to be able to balance each other out. It ain't you better than me or I'm better than you. We on the same level, because at the end of the day, we got one common goal. So I don't feel like there should be a one person.
Yeah, because at that point it kind of looks controlling
Right.
or feels controlling.
Correct.
You don't ever want to be in that.
Yeah.
Oh my Jesus.
Correct.
I agree.
Toxic.
Just to kind of bring it all back in again, just that question of saying, "Oh, when I'm the prize," but it had me thinking like, what does that mean? And I like you saying, I'd rather be just a prize package. Like, it's not the best in show, but hey, it's gonna be some toys or things in there. You don't care for that. Toss that one out the window.
Don't be the consolation prize.
But there's a lot here to work with, and I do think that the term "the prize," we can probably do away with it.
Yeah, I feel like that.
I think that more people trying to get in a relationship with others just need to focus on the working together aspect of it, because the co-living and just being in union with someone day in, day out is a lot more important to focus on versus somebody, again, being almost a call yourself the prize is looking at like, you kind of better than me in this relationship, and that's the problem. We're equals.
Thing is about this is like, what exactly is the prize? Like what is what we have together? If it's not perceived as that, then what is the actual prize?
It's ego. Like that is
it's control. That's wicked.
Control.
Like,
so I do think that the word, we should probably do away with it. And again, it's something that is like out of my terminology now, because again, it's like no, the relationship is
the prize.
But then in a marriage, though, it's a union. So
there it is. You're so right. But no, that was a fun topic. I definitely enjoyed
it. It was actually a good topic. That was deep.
We got deep.
So what do we take away from this touch, ma'am?
That union, equal partnership, communion is, I think, the most important aspect of being in relationship with someone. And maybe to call yourself the prize is putting a little bit of the spotlight and ego on you. And while you doing all of that talking, just make sure that you can back up what you're talking. You know what I mean? And if you're the prize, maybe you should be calling in a prize that can shine right with you. Okay.
We the prize, boo.
Right.
Well, shout out to that, ladies and gentlemen. That was A Woman's Touch. Brought to you by one person only. Tell them where they can legally stalk you at, Sugarfoot.
At Erica Kimberly _ on Instagram. I also have to shout out my girl Tay. She is throwing a Prosecco in the Park, ladies, July 7th, 1:30 to 4 p.m. It is going to be a blast. Please show up. I will have a post on my Instagram page so that y'all can have the link there. Gotta do something for the blacks. I'm gonna get her up in here, okay? Yes, ladies, it's gonna be a beautiful summer, okay?
Prizes and Prosecco.
Yes.
Love that. Prizes in the park. Okay, I see y'all. Okay, all right. See what y'all doing on here. Okay.